Hello everyone and welcome to lesson number 2. Today we will be learning how to make Gulf designs. So Gulf designs are a combination of different types of motifs together. Here are a few examples of Gulf designs. So Gulf designs incorporate a mix of 4 types of elements. The first element is the biggest element and it usually has filled parts so that it becomes the most bold motif in the whole bunch and it's basically your focal point. The second element is a bit smaller than the first element and it basically surrounds the first element. Then we have the third element, which is smaller than the second element, and it also surrounds the second element, and the size also is a bit smaller than the second element size. The fourth element is the smallest in size, and it surrounds the entire design. To make the first element, we're going to start off by making a spiral. After we're done with making a spiral, I'm going to make humps all around the spiral. Again, whenever you're making humps, just make sure they're of equal size, equal height, and equal width. If you want, you can create guides instead before starting like that. So after making humps, I'm going to make fat humps on top of these small humps. They're going to look something like this. But as you see, I'm not starting off the second hump with my first hump ends. I'm creating some space, leaving some space, and then starting off my next fat hump. And the last one is going to come in the middle here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill these fat humps. Okay, after you fill these fat humps up, just make sure again they're of equal size. Now I'm going to create an outline around these fat humps. And then just fill this up. This is an excellent example of the first element. It's big enough, it's bold enough to be the focal point of a design. Let's create another first element design for a Gulf design. In this one, we're going to follow the exact same steps as this flower motif here, except the shape instead of a spiral is going to be of a drop, something like this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create equal outlines inside this, making the tip the focal point and creating a dot inside. After this is done, I'm going to create humps all around it. After humps are done, make fat humps all over the design. Now create an outline. This time we're going to do something different. We're not going to make the next hump a filled hump. We're going to create another hump, and on top of it another hump, and we're going to fill up this part. So you see we have a line in between filled humps, again ensuring that the height is equal for all the motifs. Now let's create another first element type of a motif, but in this one what we're going to do is instead of making these rounded humps, filled humps, let's make pointed ones. Again, we're going to start off with a spiral. You can choose a circle instead as well and make humps all around it. After creating humps, I'm going to create dots all around it. After creating dots all around it, I'm going to outline around two of the dots like that. And then from the ends, I'm going to create a pointed dome-like shape. Let's repeat these steps for the rest of the motif. Two humps and then a pointed dome. After you're done with this, just fill it up. You can find more examples of first type of elements for Gulf designs in the worksheets provided.